Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from XRP Germany. Ripple XRP at the US Treasury Department Transatlantic Task Force. This is big because this will open up the rails between the US and the UK. And what they're focused on is cross-border processing, regulatory harmonization, institutional market integration, and responsible innovation. And it goes beyond stablecoins. They also focus on settlement models, digital identity structures, compliance standards, and market infrastructure. When they're talking about settlement models, that's RippleNet and XRP. And the US and the UK are among the world's most important financial centers. London and New York continue to dominate global capital markets. When both countries work on regulatory coordination in the area of digital assets, it sends a signal to international markets. I like the fact that Ripple has a seat at the table for this. You know, we're about to see the rails open up between London and New York. I want to see where that goes from here. Top XRP Bull says no chart justifies $10,000 or $1,000 XRP price. However, he added that a move towards $28 and even $70 is visible on the charts. You know why you don't see $1,000 or a $10,000 XRP being visible on the long-term charts? Because when that happens, it's going to happen like a flip of the switch moment. That's going to happen when the banks come out of the testing phase on the private ledger, and it's literally going to come out of nowhere. I think early on, $28 to $70, that's very conservative compared to where XRP is going longer term. And it's going to come without a warning when it happens. One day you're just going to wake up and you're going to find out that XRP just priced out all of retail. And you're going to find out that the banks just went live with XRP. They let Bitcoin go from $1 to $100,000 for a $100 XRP price. I kind of like the logic in this one. They let Bitcoin go from $1 to $100,000 so that when XRP goes to $100, the normies won't flinch or question it. XRP has faced regulatory pressure for years. The SEC lawsuit against Ripple limited institutional and retail activity. This created uncertainty around adoption and market performance. He also goes on to say that they're suppressing the price of XRP right now, and it's intentional. I see a lot of people saying they're keeping the price of XRP down so that institutions can get positioned in XRP before they let it fly. I don't know if that's true or not. I think XRP is still in the recovery phase. It still has to recover from the Ripple versus SEC case. I don't think it can fully recover, though, without regulations in place first. I think that's why we didn't see those $10 to $13 prices for XRP yet. They keep talking about XRP's market cap like it's impossible. Global stock market, $140 trillion. Gold market, $35 trillion. XRP market, $80 billion. And you think $1,000 per XRP is crazy. Do the math. Market cap does not matter at all when it comes to XRP. Utility matters. And that's going to be reflected in the price very soon. It's all about utility now. The next phase in crypto is utility. It's no longer speculation. That's ending. Utility is what's going to drive us forward. And like I said, it's just going to happen. Time traveler. XRP will reach global volume prices. He says the banks aren't even going to tell anyone they switched to using the XRP ledger. Regular people who go on with their life on a new system and didn't even realize it's new. And then XRP will reach global volume prices. It's pretty much in the bag for everyone who holds XRP right now. I always said when you bought your XRP, you bought a winning lottery ticket. We're just waiting for the numbers to be called. The numbers are going to be called by the banks. When they come out of the testing phase and XRP goes to a specific number on that day, I think that is the flip of the switch moment. And I think it's loading right now. It's the same reason I think that all those glitches are somehow a glimpse behind the curtain at the real price of XRP very soon. But they're not going to warn you of this. Most people outside of crypto are going to be utilizing XRP and not even know they're utilizing crypto in any way. They're going to be going in and making their transactions the same way they always did. But in the background, XRP is going to be utilized. It's going to be settling those transactions and providing liquidity at the same time. Remember when XRP was called a banker's coin? Now the FUD says no banks will use it. Which is it? You got JP Morgan, BIS, ECB, IMF, and major institutions openly pushing tokenization. They're not building this for fun. Clarity flips the switch. We know the banks are interested in XRP. Goldman Sachs just declared it now holds more Bitcoin and Ethereum than gold, but they also hold XRP, $152 million worth. And just wait until Goldman Sachs and all these other banks start pushing away from Bitcoin and Ethereum. That will happen. Wait until we go to a gold-backed digital dollar. Look at China. They're pushing ahead with a gold-backed currency. So once that happens, every other country has to do the same thing. And wait until they're utilizing XRP in the middle of those gold-backed currencies. You go in from the digital dollar into XRP, come out as the digital euro. That's the path we're already on. And this was chosen to happen a long time ago, long before any of us even invested into XRP, long before Bitcoin was even a cryptocurrency, before it was anything. This was all planned all the way back in 1988, probably even before then. But that's the path that the elites put us on a long time ago. I don't like the elite agenda. I don't like the idea of the Great Reset. But there's no way we could ever stop that from happening. Even if you sold your XRP right now, guess what? It's still going to happen. Why not enrich yourself off of what the elites see as the future? XRP. XRP now averaging 2.5 million daily successful payments, up from 1.5 million last quarter. In the current quarter, successful payments on the XRP ledger recently soared to a 15-month peak of 2.7 million earlier this month. Daily deposits into automated market makers also recently spiked to an all-time high above 11,123, confirming that the increased activity transcends payments. With all of this activity happening on the XRP ledger, this has to be reflected in the price of XRP at some point. I still think that's loading. XRP Ledger Dev explains hidden XRP utility as institutional DeFi expands on chain. So they're talking about how the XRP ledger was always built as a multi-asset ledger. According to Vet, the XRP ledger was never designed to be a single asset network like Bitcoin. He noted that from day one, XRP ledger launched with a native decentralized exchange, the DEX, tokenization through issued assets. Like I've been telling you, long before anybody was even talking about tokenization, it was already happening on the XRP ledger. Multi-currency support. That's why you see all of these stable coins coming to the XRP ledger now. The neutral asset at the center is always going to be XRP. You cannot do anything on the XRP ledger without XRP. Vet explained, XRP is the middle of everything. And the hidden utility, they point out how you go from the EUR stablecoin to XRP to USD stablecoin. That was always the plan. And now you're starting to see all these countries launching stablecoins or central bank digital currencies. Banks are launching their own stablecoin. Whenever you see any talk of a stablecoin, always remember that stablecoin is going to need a bridge. You're holding the bridge that's going to bridge all of it together. And just in, President Trump will not pardon Sam Bankman-Fried, according to the White House. So Sam Bankman-Fried is not going to get a pardon. And right away, people say it's such a double standard. He pardoned CZ Binance. But Sam Bankman-Fried, in my opinion, he's still guilty, because he was committing money laundering. The money was going over to the Ukraine, funneling back to FTX, and then going back to the White House into both Republicans and Democrats. So he's guilty either way. I keep seeing people saying, well, he was never insolvent, so that means he was never guilty. No, he was still guilty. And I don't want to see him get a free pass here. And I don't think any of you want to see that happen either. A lot of people got hurt because of FTX. I still see people all the time. They're talking about, I can't believe that FTX collapsed. Look at all the celebrities that were tied to FTX. Well, yeah, they didn't know what they were promoting. They were reading a script and getting a paycheck. And then what happened next? Everything collapsed. And a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people still haven't even got their money back. And you know, the worst part is that they're going to be made whole off of 2022 prices, not 2026 prices. This is why I always tell you, never keep your crypto at the exchange. You don't buy your groceries at the grocery store and then leave them behind. Don't buy your crypto on an exchange and then leave it behind. Not your keys, not your crypto. And also, I see a lot of these scams now picking up momentum as well. If it looks too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Keep your crypto safe. Don't fall for any of these AI Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, or Stuart Alderoty videos talking about doubling your XRP bag. Nobody's doubling your bag. And I want to get rich with all of you. You have to keep your crypto safe for that to happen. And until it does happen, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.